Question. Is there anybody here? How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the show. Pardon me one moment. Thank you for joining me this morning. It's Tuesday, March the 18th, 2025, and I'm your buddy, Uncle Bruce. Some call me the Bagel Man. How you doing out there? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the program. It's Stock Markets with Bruce, where I try to tell you in plain English what is going on. It's a hard job these days because I have to explain to you guys or attempt to break down for you what's happening economically, what's happening politically in a way. I don't want to, but I've got to. Politicians just cannot mind their business of running their towns, cities, counties, states, countries, provinces, kingdoms. They cannot just do what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be civil servants, keeping potholes off the roads, making sure water mains don't break, keeping the electricity flowing, making sure airports run properly. They collect a lot of tax money from people so that planes don't crash into each other, ports work, rail lines work, national communication systems work. This is what they're supposed to be doing. They're civil servants who have been hired by the country's population to keep the country running properly. That, unfortunately, we have illusions of grandeur. We have people out there, leaders of some collections of people, countries, who think that they're like this, the next coming of the greatest thing of all time. It's utterly nuts. It's stupid. And even voting them, trying to vote these people out of there is almost impossible in some countries because your vote doesn't count when it comes to whether it's going to do anything or not. So I'm a guy in front of a computer trying to tell you what's happening economically, and I'm trying to tell it to you without angering you, frustrating you, and making you think this guy has an agenda to get me to become a socialist or a this or a that. I'm in a position where I really can't win because no matter what I tell you, I'm going to make someone angry. And I'm going to frustrate somebody because it goes against what they believe is the truth. Well, fair enough. Well, welcome to the world, I suppose. And that's the other problem, is that when countries' politicians start to attempt to make you believe that one person's opinion is a terrorist opinion and another person's opinion is just a reflection on what they see and what they're interpreting, and what people interpret from one side to the other are met with threats of arrest and deportation or sanctions or funding cuts or annihilation by law enforcement agencies and whatever. You've got a problem. This is a serious problem, and I will tell you, this is nothing new. I'm not telling you anything new. In the 1940s, if you're living in the United States and your parents were of Japanese descent, your grandparents emigrated to the United States in the 1880s to help build the railroad, and then they had kids, and those kids had kids. You were all rounded up and put into internment camps in the United States as an enemy of the United States because of the Second World War. Well, thank you, Mike, very much. I appreciate the donation on PayPal. Well, look, the internment camps of the United States, rounding up all Japanese nationals, American citizens that were from Japanese heritage, rounded up and put into camps all over the place in Western U.S. and California and Nevada and Utah and wherever. Eventually, Reagan apologized for it. It only took until the 1980s to apologize for this, and compensation was paid. Look, Hasn't changed. The Germans rounded up opposition people and put them into re-education centers. The Chinese are doing it now with all kinds of minorities. They're getting rounded up and being put away. Myanmar is a basket case. That's another mess. I mean, whatever. And today we have people who are putting their opinion out on whatever they think about is happening in various areas of the world, and they're either being celebrated or being chastised by their fellow man. And welcome to normal. Just welcome to normal. Charlie Chaplin, Charlie, the silent movie actor from the early 1900s, British citizenship, was expelled from the United States in 1954. He was kicked out. He left the U.S. to head to Europe to do a promotional tour. He wasn't allowed back in because of his views and because of his lifestyle and because of certain Americans in certain power positions did not like this guy, including Hoover, the head of the FBI. He wasn't allowed back in the country for 15, 20 years. When he did come back, and only came back to be greeted by Hollywood for an honorary Oscar, was the longest standing ovation in Oscar history to honor him because he was now 75 or something towards the end of his life. And they apologized to him for their country's behavior. But the 50s blackballed all kinds of Americans and Canadians, and Europeans blackballed themselves and all this sort of stuff. This is nothing new. This is before your lifetime, before my lifetime. Welcome to today. Welcome to today, where it's easier to release an opinion, but the price you pay when you do so is brutal. And so there you have it. What can I say about the world itself? It's just the way it is. Look, the market right now, let's talk economics if I can. So I'll do the best I can with what little I have. We're down 82 on the Dow, and we're down 15 on S&P. We're down 84 on NASDAQ. That's the story. Nothing serious. Because right now, everyone's holding their breath. Everyone's waiting for the so-called phone call between Trump and Putin. Like, this is going to change history. A phone call between an American president and a dictator in Russia is going to change history. I can tell you right now, the phone call will be an absolute disaster and will be laughed off by every world leader other than these two guys, because the ridiculousness of what is going to be discussed will not even be entertained, and certainly not by the Europeans, where it matters. What matters right now is not what Putin and Trump think is going to happen with Ukraine. Irrelevant. What matters is what all the European countries think that are neighboring Russia. That's what matters. And there are, 30-something countries? That's what counts. And I can tell you right now, the Russians have no support in the Western European countries whatsoever. And the Germans, as we speak, are voting right now in their parliament to increase their defense spending and infrastructure spending to levels not seen since wartime. And it's €500 billion of spending that is being proposed in Germany, which puts Germany into a deficit spending program, by the way. This has to be passed by all the parties over there, because Germans have figured something out, along with the French, the Italians, the Poles, the Baltic states, Finland, Sweden, Norway. They all know, they all are aware that if they do not improve their defenses and become more aggressive against Russia, Russia will roll over them. They have seen the footage of what villages look like in the Ukraine when Russians come rolling through. There's nothing left. They have seen the type of retribution that has been done, the human rights abuses that have been done, the abuses of prisoners of war who've been swapped between countries has been horrific. And the Europeans are going, we're next. These guys aren't going to stop with Ukraine. If Trump gives away Ukraine and Europe falls for that, who's the next country to be taken out? They've already got Belarus. There's a puppet guy there who had a 91% disapproval rating. He's still running Belarus. You mention anything against this guy over there, you're arrested. So, the KGB runs Belarus. Now it's going to try to take over Ukraine. 40 million people are being sacrificed to Russia for just what? For a mining deal? That's what we're talking about here? Europeans are going to say, no, thank you. We're not interested in this game. We're just not interested in having a peace deal made with an aggressor that's ready to move into the rest of Europe. Maybe not next year, but certainly in the next 10 years as they rearm and rebirth their way to another generation of soldiers. Any child in Russia right now that is 8 years old, in 10 years will be 18 years old. And 9 and 10, 11 and 12, all these kids will, in the next 10 years, all be ready for military service in Russia. And the propaganda machine is well underway there, just like in China and elsewhere, to ready up the next generation of young soldiers to just blindly follow orders and just go and kill. Sorry, but that's the story. In America, it's not quite that way, certainly not in Canada, mainly European countries. They're not raising children to create armies to go and invade the rest of the world. That is not the number one priority of Western governments, thank God. But it used to be. We used to think that way many hundreds of years ago. Kings used to think that way, rulers, emperors. But in today's world, it's a mixed bag. And unfortunately, there are countries in this planet where the population is looked upon as slaves to the rulers and ultimately military assets for potential conquerors. And it still exists. And Russia is one of them. China is another. The Iranians, I don't know what to make of those guys. It's insanity. I'm just a guy in front of a computer throwing you all kinds of possibilities and what have you. The markets are down a little bit today, not because of everything I'm talking about. The markets are down today because we've had 2 recovery attempt days in a row, yesterday and Friday. We were oversold on Thursday, so we recovered a little on Friday and a little more yesterday. Now what's happening from here? I'm kind of looking at the recovery the last couple of days and I'm thinking, oh, this is a dead cat bounce recovery. This is not good. We have not had a 1,000 point snap recovery from the oversell off. We haven't had it. We've had tentative moves, tentative here, tentative there, nothing with conviction. And I have noticed, and maybe some of you have read this, the amount of capital that has fled the US stock market for elsewhere is unprecedented in the last 3 weeks. And I'm sorry, it's not coming back very quickly. Right now, the rest of the world is looking at the US equity market, and Americans are looking at their own market. Believe me, Americans are not blind to this. Americans are very sharp. In the G7 and the G20, investors of these countries, which is most of the world's value, capital, are looking at the American market going, they're reflecting in the US market what is going on out of Washington. And with trade policy, which we can't predict, with tariffs and energy and what direction is this country, America, going to go? Are they going to go solar? Are they going to go wind? Are they going to go coal? Are they going to go drilling oil and gas? Are they going to make it impossible to put a solar panel on a roof of a house at the state level, at the city level? How right-wing are regulators going to become in America to make it impossible to go green on future energy projects? It must go coal, it must go natural gas, and it must go oil. Is that the next 5 to 10 year policy of the USA entirely? And this is just one aspect of economics. I'm not talking about the rest of it. The key here too is to remember the current administration is attempting to create an environment where it is cheaper and more efficient for businesses to open factories, assembly places in the United States for the American economy. That is what the policy of the administration That's what they're talking about. The reality of businesses from small to medium to mega huge investing trillions of dollars into these kinds of centers and then attempting to hire millions of people to work in these places is the question, will it work? I have bad news for everyone in that camp. You want to hire factory workers to do physical labor and to grow robotic systems and distribution centers and truck drivers and crane operators and whatever a factory consists of. We're talking about a workforce under 40 years of age. We're probably talking about a workforce under 35 years of age to operate these places. These are not the kind of jobs that 260-pound overweight college graduates can do. These are jobs that 160-pound lean and mean young men and women can do up until their mid-30s. After that, it's management from experience on the factory floor who will take it forward. There is no workforce available in the United States and Canada that can handle this work. Yeah, you can employ 100,000 people very quickly, 200,000, yes, but you want to get 2 to 4 or 5 million workers to work an explosion of factories and distribution centers in the next 5 years? Not there. The kids aren't there. I didn't have 5 children with my wife. Do you know, how many families do you know that have 5 kids? I have 3. Most families in the United States, 1 or 2 kids the last 20, 30 years. In Canada, Britain, Germany, you know how expensive it is to be a parent? You know how unwilling Western governments are to invest in children? You're an American and you're trying to raise 3 or 4 kids. What kind of assistance are you getting from your government to encourage you to have kids? You've got 2-year election cycles in the United States, and you get these tax credits for children and all that stuff, and then it gets taken away, and then it gets reimposed, and then it gets taken away, and gets reimposed. Who can plan that? That is impossible. China had the one-child policy for, 15 years? It backfired on them. The Chinese population is declining. No one saw that coming. The Chinese government didn't see that coming. It's happening. And China now is no longer the most populated country on the planet. It's India. And how long will that last? If India's standard of living rises and more young people in India sense the ability to reach the middle class and higher in their country, they're not going to have as many kids because they're going to go, every kid we have keeps us down here. If we have 5 children in India, we're going to be lower middle class. If we have 1 child, we'll be upper middle class. So what life do we want? Because look at our parents, our grandparents, our cousins and uncles and all the generations around us. Is this what we want? The United States and Canada do not have enough workers available to do the factory work that is required to replace factories from third world countries and bring them back to North America, because the kind of factories that we will build in North America, if we ever did build them, will not be third world sweatshop factories. There's no way that t-shirts and socks are going to be manufactured in Tennessee and Kentucky and Illinois and Ontario, Canada and Quebec for the masses, because those jobs are held right now by third world starving people who are hireable for 10 cents an hour. And there is a lineup at the factory door for the job with no human rights whatsoever, 6-day work weeks, 12 hours a day, and the factory doors are locked during the day. You can't leave. You want to try and impose any of this, any part of any of that in any G20 country, I wish you all the luck in the world. To me, I can't believe how many people are so stupid to drink the Kool-Aid from some of these people, to think that this is going to be the greatest thing ever. It's just going to be wonderful. Oh, it's going to be wonderful to go back to the 1950s. In the 1950s, Americans were broke. Americans could barely get by. There was no such thing as a 2-week holiday to Europe or a 1-week cruise to the Caribbean, or let's fly to Disneyland in 1957 and spend 2 weeks in Southern California and have a great old time. That didn't happen in 1950s. Disneyland survived because people drove there in their cars from the California area. San Diego, LA, Frisco, they came in for a weekend. They spent a day or two at the park, and then they left because they couldn't afford any more of that. Very expensive to do. I just don't know where this is coming from. I don't know where the manpower is to do any of this. It doesn't exist. We are too old. North America, the Western world, we're too old. We're demographically the wrong age. We haven't replaced our children. My child is now 36. Is my child of the right age for a factory job? Are you kidding me? Someone like me and all of the generation around me, plus or minus 5 years in age, we made sure our kids got an education if we had any sense to it, or if we had any say in the matter. We were on top of our kids like you couldn't believe, to educate them to not be an hourly paid factory worker. And they're not available. Sorry. My kid will be a manager if she ever did anything. She would be a copywriter, which she is, very successful, and will never have to lift a shovel to make a buck. Who is eligible? Who is available for the G7 countries for the labor? We all know, and depending on where you are, if you're in America, you know where your labor comes from. There's a pool of labor dying to get into your country to do hard labor work at minimum wage. Dying. Canada has got a spillover effect of that. Britain, France, Germany, Italy, they are drowning in potential workers to do the grunt work like you cannot believe. All countries around the world have their regional issues with too many humans in certain demographics that there are too many of, and not enough on the other side. And there's an imbalance. And as long as politicians can get reelected by not doing what they're supposed to do, but actually inflaming their voters, pissing them off to make them vote for them, nothing gets accomplished. And so there are potholes all over the United States and Canada. There are airports not operating at peak efficiencies. The rail lines of North America are an absolute joke compared to the rest of the world. And yet, North Americans invented most of the greatest developments in aeronautics and from rail and from shipping. The problem is that no ships are built in the United States or Canada for international container shipping. No way are we equipped to do what it is we're supposedly going to become great again in certain areas. We just don't have it. We're just not going to go there. The markets right now are asking themselves a simple question, and that is $5 trillion of value was eliminated from the stock markets in the last 3 weeks. In the last 2 days, we've had a tentative recovery. Was this the bottom, or is this just a little plateau before we go lower? And I'm thinking we're going lower. I don't think the markets are going all that much higher. I think we'll be lucky to hang around here for a little while. But I think down the road, not long down the road, like within days or weeks, we're going to go lower because the rest of the planet has elsewhere to put their money where money is going to make money. And I have been begging my viewers for months and months and months, get out of this market and put your dough into cash and be an option writer, which you've been doing the last 3-4 years. You've been option writing. Keep option writing. Oh, yes. But from a cash balance perspective. You cannot be holding ETFs of the market. You cannot be holding the Magnificent Seven stocks as your only investment. I have said, and I will continue to say, that if you are in a position where you own stock inside a retirement account because you cannot be in a cash position in a retirement account and write options exclusively, again, depending on where you are, which firm you're with, what the tax rules are, because you're not just Americans or Canadians or Brits, you're from all over the place. Many of you are restricted to the kind of investing you can do. And you have to own a stock or an ETF, and you can write options on it or those. I understand. And I encourage those of you who have been writing call options to keep on writing call options, out of the money if possible, short, medium term, perhaps. If you're into weekly writing, you love to write contracts that die this Friday, next Friday, the Friday after that, knock yourself out. If you're able to stay on top of those markets, you have the time, you're able to pay attention to your market, then fantastic. For those of you who are working still, you're traveling, you're stuck in Zoom meetings during market hours at a time, you can't watch the market, then you're going to have to do an option strategy that is a longer term option strategy. And they're available and they're out there. Go to my website and check out the classes to understand how to do that. For those of you who are looking for cash flow, looking for a way, or you've already quit your day job and you want to stay away from any career situation ever again, you've noticed that most employers are now making people come back to the office, and you don't want to be one of those. You've noticed that if you shift from where you are to another company, you can't get much of a raise anymore. You would like to be self-employed instead. You also want to get rid of the commute time. You want to get rid of the commute expenses. You want to get rid of the having lunch at the office inconvenience, sick and tired of making sandwiches at home and eating them at work. I can't afford to go out to even the company cafeteria, which is $3 a meal or $5 a meal. You just don't want to do that anymore. You want to be at home. You want to be self-employed. You want to retire earlier than you ever thought possible because you found this channel, you started writing options, and you went, oh my God, I can't believe how much money I can make doing this. If you're a cash flow hog and you need constant revenue, you're going to have to look at, theoretically, options that expire every week that you are writing and are going to die, or you're going to become a credit spread writer. And you're going to go to my website, if you haven't already. You're going to grab some of these classes, grab them all, and you're going to go, okay, I'm going into college. It's called the Uncle Bruce School of How to Write Stock Options. It ain't Harvard. I can guarantee you that. It ain't Princeton, okay, because they don't teach this stuff. You're going to go here and learn the basics of option writing. And you're going to take this knowledge and hang out here with the gang, and combined with all of that, you're going to get a basic handle on how option writing works, and you're going to realize this isn't all that complicated. I was led to believe, you will say, by people out there, whoever they are, that writing options was next to freaking impossible, and only banks and high-end hedge fund managers can do this. You've been brainwashed into that area. And once you start hanging around here, taking these classes, starting to write options, you'll realize this is not that difficult, Uncle Bruce. My God, I can't believe I didn't do this 10 years ago. Where the hell were you in 2005? Jesus, it's 2025. I've lost 20 years of time that I could have been writing options already. And I will just remind you and calm you down to say, this device was not able to help you 20 years ago to write options. This device gave you access to stockbrokers, but the costs you had to pay to buy and sell contracts and the limitations that you had with regard to what these could do for you totally were against you in ever making a living from option writing. However, today and going forward, the really good news is, as little as you know, although you're attempting to learn as much as you can, get over here, will allow you to not only write options from your own improved memory and knowledge, but the AI revolution is underway, and they keep talking about this world going forward in AI. And artificial intelligence is coming to an option writing platform near you. It'll start in just little increments, a little bit here, a little bit there. You'll start talking about it amongst yourselves. I'll bring it up from time to time as a new feature shows up here or here or here. And what is going to happen going forward a few years from now is option strategies like poor man covered call trading or credit spread trading, even covered call writing, strategies will now be thrown to you, will be suggested to you by your AI intelligence software that your stock brokerage firm will allow you access to based on the level of the platform you have. In other words, Fidelity or Webull or Tasty Trade or any of these outfits, and name a zillion of them around the world, IBKR and Questrade and whatever, your local bank, they will give you access to platinum platform trading, gold, silver, and bronze. All right, bronze is free, and you can just buy and sell stock and options on that level. You go up to the top end, you're going to acquire access to the hottest, latest, most advanced AI trading strategies known to mankind. And you're going to be doing the kind of trading that institutions do. And you may find that it is so complicated that you're just going to leave it to the AI. You're going to say, here's 10 grand, AI, play with my 10,000 bucks. And then you're going to have your other $90,000 in control that you control with trading. And now you're going to compare how you do against the AI software that apparently you're paying so much a month for going forward. This is coming your way, and it is going to be incredibly complex. And I am warning you all that if you do not understand the basics of the options market, you're never going to get into this area because you don't know what the hell they're talking about. I can also tell you that you think that stockbrokers on CNBC and these analysts on Bloomberg and all these financial services, you think they talk in terms that are virtually uninterpretable. The words they use are like, I never heard words like this before. Wait till AI comes in. There will eventually be, I hope, I'm crossing my fingers, I hope there will be an Uncle Bruce version of AI that brings it down into plain English speak. But I don't know if that's ever going to happen. The boys and girls in Wall Street are super smart, and they're super crafty, and they are super biased towards their best clientele. Sometimes you have to sacrifice small clients to make big clients a lot of money. And these days, there are platforms available around the world, but especially Canada, US, and Europe. There are platforms available to all of you to go nuts in the market. Unfortunately, there are virtually no platforms for any of you with less than $1 million to guide you along the way to keep you out of trouble, because you don't qualify for a stockbroker. You're not big enough to matter. You're good enough to exploit, but you're not good enough to matter. If you've got 10 million or more, I can guarantee you, you are being contacted by human beings on a constant basis, offering advice and guidance. Like, why don't we meet you at the Indian Wells tennis tournament here in California? We have a box suite. Why don't you come out Tuesday night for dinner? 6 o'clock we'll have dinner, and at 8 o'clock there will be a tennis match that we can watch together. And let's talk about your investments over dinner. Have you got that phone call? You didn't? Oh, you're not big enough. My gosh. If you've got a $20 million account, you didn't get the phone call, or you would have got the phone call or the email or the text that would have said, hey, you're in Dallas? We're going to send a private jet over, get a limo, pick you up, take you to the private jet. We're going to take you over here to Indianapolis for the Indianapolis 500. We understand you love racing. We have a box suite at the Indianapolis 500. Hang out with us all day Saturday and Sunday. We'll put you up in a beautiful 5-star hotel. And we'll talk about your investments, but we'll also watch some racing and have a good time. And then we'll fly you back home. Didn't you get that phone call? Oh, I'm sorry. You don't have $20 million. You don't matter. Okay? There are thousands and thousands and thousands, tens of thousands, who do get this phone call, who do get this message, and are flying in those private jets up there, courtesy of the hedge funds, the banks, and investment firms. And you're not one of them, because you're on your own, because under 10 million, you don't count. Welcome to the Plain English channel with your buddy Uncle Bruce. I don't count. You don't count. We got to look after ourselves. And so you have to measure how you're doing. And if you're finding that your 401k results come in every month, every quarter, and they tell you, oh, yes, we're managing your $35,000, your $350,000, your $875,000, we've been managing it very prudently based on the what's the word I'm looking for? The risk tolerance levels that you filled in for our multiple choice questionnaire when we first opened this account with you. Based on all those results, we have generated for you a 4.8% return on your investments. Right now, some of you might be getting indications that your 401ks have gone down 15% in value in the last month or so. Hopefully that's temporary. But I doubt you got the phone call. I don't think you got your hand held by some advisors in person saying, listen, we're watching these accounts for you. We know we're down, so many percentage points on the marketplace. We know that, but we have shifted our investments into this area right here. We're quite confident in the future. You're not getting that phone call. You're on your own, pal. You're going to get the statement and you got to live with it. Welcome. Go back to work. Shut the hell up. Get back into your cubicle and put your $200 every 2 weeks into this fund and don't talk to us because you don't matter. And if you walk, we don't care. We don't care if you walk. You're a nothing burger to us. You don't have $25 million. Maybe the owner of your company has that kind of money, and we're whining and dining those folks, but not you. That's 5,000 positions from where you are, and that's at head office. You're not even in head office. You're in a branch office somewhere in the middle of wherever. You don't matter. Welcome to the Uncle Bruce show, where he tells you in plain English just what's going on. You have to make money yourself. And if you are writing options and you're doing well doing it, you are defying Mother Nature. You are completely pissing off Wall Street in a way because you are a problem. You're making all this money without them. They don't know that though, because they don't know who you are and they will ever care. But you actually are the abnormal. You're the Abby normal of Young Frankenstein. You're Abby normal. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for joining me here. I just want you to make money. It's nothing personal. I really want you to enjoy the show and enjoy my channel's offerings, but I want you to make money, lots of money, because no one else is going to give it to you on a silver platter like you can give it to yourself. Thank you for answering my poll question of the day. I was struggling this morning. How do I word this question? The question is, Uncle Bruce's channel has, and now you have 4 choices to answer, okay? Turned me into an option writer. Uncle Bruce's channel has allowed me to quit my day job. Uncle Bruce has allowed me to retire earlier. Uncle Bruce has done all of the above. He's not only allowed me to retire early, being self-employed, and he's turned me into an option writer. And many of you have figured out, well, Bruce, you know what? The main thing you've done for me, Bruce, is... when it's all said and done, you've turned me into an option writer. 85% of you are saying that, 84, 85%. When it's all said and done, Uncle Bruce, nothing else matters. I found you on the internet somehow. YouTube recommended me to you back in 2021, 2022, last week, whenever it was. And I've hung around here for a while with you and your phenomenal family over here. And I'm an option writer. I am now writing options because I figured out, just listening to you for a while and reading the comments from your viewers who've been here up to now 4 years, they've been members of your channel, people who are paying you to be a Gold Bagel member, they're paying YouTube $25 a month to be a member of this channel. I mean, this is unbelievable. No other channels do this. I mean, my God, you have more people paying YouTube $25 a month to be one of those than the $10 a month membership thing you offer. They don't even bother with that. They just go right to $25 because you're making them thousands of dollars a month, in helping to make thousands of dollars a month, if not a week, in the options writing business. You've changed everything about the market for me. That's what's happened around here. That's what's happening every week, every month. I know it. Many of you long ago told me that, but newbies who come in here realize very quickly that, geez, this channel is just full of people here who are just loving this market. I mean, they're really enjoying themselves. They are scoring some serious bucks here. This is so unlike other channels. I mean, there are, I don't know of any other channels that offer a membership program for $25 US a month. I mean, that's $300 a year just to hang out with these guys. I mean, why would I do that? And very quickly, newbies figure it out very quickly. They go, oh, I get it. Oh, yeah. He does an alert show every day at 8 o'clock in the morning before he starts the show at 8:30. Oh, he does a Wednesday night primetime live just for Gold Bagel members as well. That's a private show just for those guys. I get it. Okay, that makes sense. And he also does private email consultation and one-on-one consultation. I've been trying to figure out what to do with this channel going forward. I really am always asking myself, am I doing it right? Am I giving my viewers what they want? Am I giving my viewers the best I can give them by being what I am, doing what I am? I'm just, after all, just a guy in front of a computer with 50 years of market background experience, desperately trying to fill in people, what the hell is happening? And am I really supposed to do more? Is there something else I can do? Because there's only so much time I have. I mean, physically, time and energy. Because I'm going to be 70 this year. I'm going to be an old fart. 69. I'm just a kid right now, but I'm about to turn 70, and I'm going to get very old later this year. What do I do? Do I offer mini workshops on my channel? Should I start doing weekly live sessions for 10 people max for an hour or two once a week, maybe on weekends? Maybe I should do like a Saturday weekend only workshop thing for a maximum of 10 people for a certain amount of money. You make a donation of X amount to PayPal and you get your ticket into the top 10. And then we work for an hour or two about your trading situations and go over that. Do I cut back what I do here and start doing road trips? Do I go to Dallas for a Saturday and set up a Saturday afternoon workshop at the blah 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 hotel in the conference room, maximum 50 people? Do I then do one in Miami the week after that? Do I do one in Atlanta? Do I do one in New York? Or do I just do what I'm doing? I don't know. I'm throwing it all around. I always wonder. I wonder if I would ever be contacted by an organizer that puts together these investment seminars, and they got like 5 speakers, and we'll add you as a speaker to the group. You're going to be on stage for 90 minutes on a Sunday afternoon, and there'll be 400 people in the room that have paid an admission to this conference, and throw them ideas how to write options for a living. Should I do that? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm just a guy in front of a group of phenomenal people trying to help you become richer. I think, though, the most effective way for me to get to you is just to be here and react to you on a daily basis on what's going on, and try not, as hard as I can, not to upset you, but also not to let you get complacent. I think that's the other thing I have to work on. I have to make sure I don't just try and keep you happy. I have to wake you up from time to time and set you into reality mode, because there is crap going on that is against you. And I sometimes I have to give you this cold water treatment, because you've been enjoying the Kool-Aid so much you forgot that there's actually the other side of it. But I just don't know what the best way to do it. Anyway, I'm not sure. We'll do the best I can. Chad, hey, Bruce, I just want you to know, I wrote my first call credit spread yesterday. I wrote an NVIDIA expiring March 21. That's this Friday, 130.31 strike for a $10 credit. There you go. So that's a call credit spread ahead of the market. The market is 118.23 for NVIDIA, 130.31. If the stock stays under 130 on the close of Friday night, you don't have to do anything with these contracts. They will die worthless, and you keep the $10. Well, there you go. First timer, cost him $100 in capital. He had to have $100 in capital to write this credit, which gave him $10. And what's the worst that can happen? He can lose the $100 less the $10. He could lose $90. He could lose $90. That's the worst case scenario. The best case scenario, he'll make 10. But if you think about it, and he writes contracts on Monday that expire on Friday, in 4 trading days, 5 full days, he made 10% on his money. Now, if he used $1,000 and did 10 of these, he'd have brought in $100 on a $1,000 investment. Who would make 10% on $1,000? If he used $10,000 and did 100 of these, 100 on each side of this market, he would make 10% on $10,000, $1,000. You could do a $2 spread, a $3 spread, a $5 spread. You could do spreads further out in time, of course, and get even more credit. But then again, you got to wait longer, and you got to allow the market to do more crazy things. But here we are, 118.52, Chad. I'm very curious how this is going to work out for you. Well done, everybody. Welcome, everybody, from a sunny Cincinnati, says Jarrett. Thank you, Jarrett, for being here, my friend. Dude is here. Charlie is here. Who else is here? Savage Wall Street. I am writing cash secured puts no less than 3 months out. Some all the way to 2026. I take in big chunks of money, my friends. Get those shares put to you at 40% discounts and get paid to do it. This guy, he knows what he's talking about. He's been around here a while, and he is quite aware of that. Julia wants to know, hi, Bruce, how long do you think this correction will last? For your money, would you rather be writing call credit spreads or put credit spreads? I have been emphasizing on, let's say, the most actively traded stocks with the most actively traded options. Those are the Magnificent Sevens for sure. I mean, they are right up there with the most active options, period, which means the bid and ask differential between this position and this option and this option and this option is very close. The liquidity is very good. I have been advocating the way to go, the direction to be is on call credit spreads. Out of the money, way out of the money with very little time. And so I have been saying to all of you time and time again that I think the way you want to play this is like with NVIDIA, right? This example we just saw. It's a $118 stock. Here's a viewer doing 130.31 contracts, call contracts. He wrote one, he bought one, he got a credit. They die this Friday. Though that's extreme, but that is doable. And he's saying, look, they gave me $10 for this $100 risk. What are the odds that NVIDIA between now and Friday afternoon will run to $130? Now, that will not be an all-time high for NVIDIA. $130 by Friday is not an all-time record high. It is certainly doable. And today, NVIDIA is presenting at some kind of a investor presentation something. And maybe the stock will have a run later today and tomorrow. Maybe the market will like what he says, the chairman, CEO. But then again, the market might go, well, whoop-de freaking do. This is all the same as before. And it's good and all, but, he's like Marty McFly, George McFly, he's cute and all, but, maybe the stock will go to 121 and then filter back to 118 tomorrow afternoon. These contracts are going to shrink in value every day this week until they become nothing because they die Friday afternoon. Even if the stock goes up $2 a day today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, they go to 120, 22, 24, up to 126 by Thursday afternoon. This 130.31 spread is out of the money with 1 day or less to live. The premiums on these contracts are going to shrink out and the credit spread will be eviscerated. There's the story. So Julia, I'm saying this market here, I don't think we're going to hit new record highs anytime soon. I cannot imagine any scenario where every country in the world and Donald Trump will become friends for life in the next week or two or three, or month or two or three, where there'll be no tariffs ever again. There'll be no threats of retaliation. All wars are over, and we're just going to stand around the campfire and sing Kumbaya. I envision a world of division and increased hostility, and I see from this viewpoint, just from over here, people in America are now under threat from their president of the United States because he has got vengeance on his mind for anyone that's in opposition to his thoughts. And that means certain university students are in trouble, university professors are in trouble, politicians are in trouble, judges, lawyers, accountants. Just saying it's not pretty. And so I don't see the markets getting all excited about what a wonderful world in which we live, that we're going to make nothing but money now going forward. It's going to be the greatest of all time. Just don't see it. So do I see a cratering? No, I don't see like the end of the world either, but I certainly don't see new record highs. So I am of the call credit spread variety. Out of the money, short term, 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks. If you're going to write NVIDIA's for 2 weeks or 3 weeks out, you're going to have to go to 135 to 140. If you're going to write NVIDIA 2 months out, you're going to have to go 145, 155, somewhere up there. You might do a $1 spread, 145, 146. You might do a $5 spread on NVIDIA, 143 to 148 might be the, but you're ahead of the market, out of the money, way out of the money. And the further in time you go, the further out you get. And you look for your return of 6, 10, 15, 20% returns, whatever those are. And you take half of them, 3/4 of those, and you roll into another position. That's kind of where I'm at. Okay. Savage of Wall Street. Dude, I made a new video on Sunday talking about this week and where I see the market going and how to make money. Anyone interested? There you go. Check it out. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to the party, pal. Thank you all. What else is going on? What else is happening here? Thank you all. Comments going between each other. I love you guys. Way to go, everybody. The Savage of Wall Street. I wrote NVIDIA 150 and 160 covered calls for January 26th. I wrote covered calls and March 26th for $14 and $17. And some dummy somewhere said, yeah, okay, I'll give you that kind of money for a 150 and a 160 because we're going to go past all-time highs. Silly rabbits. Savage, I cannot agree more to take that kind of money off the table. I just love this. You're writing 150, 160 calls for $14 to $17. That means you're selling your $150, the stock that you're offering at 150, you're going to get 164 for it, or 167, and the 14s will give you the 160s, which is 174. I love this game. I love this game. 167 to 174 is what you're willing to take. Yeah. All-time record highs in the next 6, 8, 9 months, a year. Don't see it. I do not see the stock market's going into an overbought, beyond PE multiple reality scenario. I don't see it. No, I don't see it either. Fascinating, isn't it? We're opening in 3 minutes. Thank you, everybody. Good morning, folks from Touchgrass. Lorraine is here. Good morning. Thank you again for the thumbs ups this morning. Thank you for answering my poll question of the day. We have 116 thumbs ups, which is our grind today. It's going to be hard to get 200. I don't know if I can get 200 thumbs ups. If you're watching this show right now and you haven't hit the thumbs up button, do me a favor and hit it right now before we open for the day. Give this channel a little bit of forward momentum going into the opening. YouTube will send more people here. We have 171 people who have voted on my question of the day. If you're going to vote on the question of the day, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button at the same time. The question of the day is, Uncle Bruce's channel has what? Turned me into an options writer, allowed me to quit my day job, allowed me to retire earlier, all of the above. Allowed me to become an option, turned me into an option writer. 83% of the folks who watch this channel become option writers. That to me is that says it all right there. Some say 1% say allowed me to quit my day job, 3% say allowed me to retire earlier, 13% all of the above. I quit my day job and I retired early and I'm writing options. 13% are saying that's what happened to me. 83% are saying, Uncle Bruce, I've become an option writer because of you. That is what it's about for me. If I can get you to become an option writer, you can become a miniature little old casino, whether you're a $10,000 casino, a $100,000 casino, a $300,000 casino, a $1 million casino, a $5 million casino. I don't care how big you are, how small you are. Can I get you on the safe side of the stock market? That is what we want to do. Because today the markets are lower and they're going to be opening lower. The question is how much lower, how fast, how far. Is today going to be at the end of it all going to be an ugly day, or are we just going to open lower and recover a bit and then open and go low and then just kind of break even at the end of the day, plus or minus 50 points on the Dow? What is going to happen here? Those of you writing call credit spreads, those of you writing call options, poor man covered calls, and cash secured puts for stocks you love, that you're interested in medium term and longer term, you are sitting on a mountain of money and getting paid interest on your money. Have you established a scenario where you can buy ETFs that pay you monthly interest and you're holding in monthly interest from this side, option premium from this side, credit spreads from the middle? Oh my gosh. You got it made. You're on the right side of the market. You're avoiding the pitfalls of this stock market. And right now, it is full of potholes. Be very, very careful. Jay Boyd, thank you for the thumbs up, 110. Thank you, everybody. Savage Wall Street. Yesterday, I rolled 8 AI $45 covered calls expiring in 2027, which some dummies, they gave me $11 for. I bought them back, brought them back to the $25 level covered calls expiring in 2026. And I received $1 a share more money. Took money off the table. I get paid. I like this game. Dude, if you're watching this in the future, Uncle Bruce has over 200 thumbs ups. Go to your window and yell, he did it, he did it. They hit the thumbs up button. Thank you, everybody. Charlie is hitting the neat emojis. Larry Titus has rung the bells, so we're trading now. James the Misty Tree and Richard Carlin know exactly what to do right now. You honor the Knights of Ni, the power behind this market, the mysterious power behind this stock market, the Knights of Ni. And you'll be looked after. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. We have fun around here. I hope you're having fun. Juan, D.H. Ruda, thank you again. Boeing Tiger, Ni. Don't forget to honor your Knights of Ni. They're out there. They are watching. They're keeping score. Who is throwing the Knights of Ni emojis around? Who isn't? Brian, number 137, thumbs up this morning, my friend. You are going to get 200 today. I really hope so. Stuart, Brian, Nate, thank you, everybody. The Ni emojis are coming out. We're down 123 on the Dow at the moment. And we're down, 24 cents on SoFi at 12.08. Let's let the sellers out that want out, and then we'll see how it progresses. We may find that today's market sell-off is not a big deal. In the first 15 minutes, anybody who is getting blown away or wants out gets out, and then we find that nibblers keep coming in because this could be a dip. This could be a support level here, and we might run up 300 points an hour from now. It could happen. There's we can have a partial recovery. I mean, we can. Will we have a serious half the loss recovery in this market? That's what I want to know. If we're going to get a 3-4% recovery on the Dow, we're talking 1,500 points that we have to bring back. We're down 129 right now, 102. So we'll see about that. NASDAQ, if it's going to get back 4%, that it's going to recover 800, 900 points. We're down 141 here. So thing is, though, I would not be comfortable if a half recovery, half the losses come back, and it takes us a month to get there. I will not be comfortable with that. I want to see a recovery in a week, half of the way back. Then we can grind the rest back over a month or two. But if we're not recovering right now, seriously, we're going to go lower, and maybe we'll drop another 2 or 3% percentage points as a whole lower. Maybe the Dow drops another 1,200 points. Maybe NASDAQ drops another 6, 7, 800 points over the next week or two. It could be a slow grind down, could be sudden, could be more than a little. What does the market think? What are investors saying to the world with today's market action? What do they think is the market's going to look like and the economy is going to look like 6 months to a year from now? As of right now, they've already shaved 7% off the highs, the all-time highs. We're already here. And they're indicating a year from now, we're not going to be at new record highs. We'll be lucky to stay in touch with the record highs. Is that the reality? Or are we going to go lower before we get the dip of dips and then we get the buying opportunity? I'm watching like you are, of course. Oil is up 52 cents a barrel. There's pressure there. Howdy, partner. Neat. Juan, I have been turned into an option writer, but I wouldn't be upset if I'm turned into an early retiree option writer. Dude, everyone, a knight gets shrubbery. Those of you who are honoring the Knights of Neat, get some shrubbery. Corinne, neat. Here we go. We're down 127 on the Dow, kids. We're down 23 on SoFi. 1209 now is the last trade. I think we hit 1204. We're now showing 1206 to 1209, somewhere in that range. We're still at the low end of our day. What are we at 4 minutes into the day? ASTS down 80, Rocket Lab down 73, GameStop down 25, AI down 51, Supermicro down 135, Nvidia down $2, Tesla down 10.78 to 227. Weren't we at 250 just the other day, Friday, last week? Spiders are off 316, Qs are off 474. You can write call credit spreads on Spiders and Qs. You could. Expiring this Friday if you want it, expiring tomorrow actually, Monday, Wednesday, Friday expires. But I would be very careful with Spiders. Nowhere near this neighborhood. I would not be anywhere near this neighborhood. I would be at least 15% out of the money. So you might have to go out a couple of weeks. I would not want to be within 20, 30 points of the SPY or Qs. No, I don't trust it. That's too close to the campfire. In any event, there you go. Thank you all. Corinne, thank you again for your neat emojis. Palantir down 280. MicroStrategy down 1780. Costco down $7. Coinbase down 555. Google down 120. Apple down 20 cents. Broadcom down 460. Microsoft down $3. Intel down 16 cents. Netflix down $8 at 941. Facebook Meta down $11. EI Lilly up $5. Amazon down $3.94. Uber is down 74 cents. Adobe down $7.30 a share. Cisco down 23. AMD down $1. Unity down 38 cents. Enphase down 122 at the moment. Spire at 881, having a tough time right now. Moderna down 56 cents. Pfizer's up 16 pennies. IBM down 293 at $250 a share. HPQ down 9 cents. Home Depot down just 59 cents. Not much of a sell-off there. Vanex Semiconductors, the chip ETF, down 332, symbol SMH. You could always write call credit spreads there. Goldman up 84 cents. Boeing is down 154. Target is up 23. JP Morgan up $1.74. Walmart down 22 cents. No change on Disney, and now it's down 15 cents. American Airlines down 9. DraftKings down 83. AMC down a penny, and Royal Caribbean down a hefty $7.54 at $211 a share on Royal Caribbean. High, 52-week high, 277. This is a $66 haircut. We're back to the lows that I think we saw just in the last little while. I saw last week at one point we were at 206. In the last month, that may have been the low trade. 200 or so, maybe March 11th. We're back to 211. We were 265, 263 February the 19th, a month ago. So that is significant drop off. 263 to 211 in a month on Royal Caribbean, and we're down $7 today. 830 as a matter of fact. don't like Royal Caribbean stock myself. I'm not a fan. I think their numbers are temporarily inflated, but I don't think it's going to last. I think trips are going to be canceled. I think people are going to be feeling like they're not welcome in America from certain countries, and that will spill into other people not coming in. I sense travel ban talk shifting up. 40-something countries going to be put on travel bans. This is not welcoming. I'm just a guy sitting in front of a computer telling my American viewers, I love you guys. You guys are the best. You're super nice people. You're all walking around going, I don't know what's going on. I didn't vote this. But we're in the middle of a real poop storm right now, and it's not stopping. So there you go. Okay, we're down 160 on the Dow at the moment. 1198 on SoFi, the low of the day here around this level. Let's see here, 12 bucks a share. 1193 has already been touched. 3.2 million volume. There's nothing going on. There's no volume here. Whoever's getting blown out is getting blown out, and we'll see if this lasts very long. We'll see. ASTS down 137. Rocket Lab is down 91. GameStop is down just 25 cents. Next Wednesday, GameStop comes up with their numbers, so we'll wait for that. AI down 52 cents. Supermicro, 40 bucks, down 193. NVIDIA down $3. Tesla down 13.72. That's what I've got at the moment. We're watching this market, of course, very closely. Welcome to the show. We're down 41 on S&P. That's 0.73, about 3/4 of a percentage point. NASDAQ down 1.25%, the worst showing of the day right now for NASDAQ. It wasn't doing this in pre-market. Down 221 on the NASDAQ. I say, and I'm saying, that we could have had a 2-day dead cat bounce, and now we're going lower. I could say we are looking for the downward trend and trying to find it, and we're nibbling on the low of the market, and there's some who are tentatively nibbling at this market and are eager to buy more if only they were given a sign, and right now they're not being given the sign to do so. We're down 0.5 percentage point on the Dow. We're down 205 now on the Dow. We're down 44 in S&P. We're down 246 on NASDAQ. That is the story here. Investors dumped U.S. stocks at the fastest pace on record last week. That is a headline that is circulating around the New York trading desks. This Wall Street survey came out and is showing those in the know, guys, this isn't a little tiny correction. This isn't a little pullback. This isn't like a little profit taking here on such a great run. No, this is heading for the exits without saying it. And I believe trillions of dollars have left the U.S. stock market by clicks. Little push the button, sell this, buy this. Well, we're selling this U.S. stock and we're buying this ETF out of Europe. We're selling ETFs and mutual funds in America, and we're buying ETFs in Europe. We're buying them elsewhere. We're going into cash. We're going into bonds. We're getting out. And we're not just buying, like getting out of U.S. bonds and buying other U.S. bonds. No, we're selling U.S. bonds and we're buying European bonds. We're buying Asia bonds. We're buying other areas bonds. That is the dirty little secret that is going on in Wall Street. And they don't want to advertise that because that is really bad news. But right now, the current group of people that seem to be attempting to run their show is not going over well with a lot of very wealthy investors who have long time frames to make adjustments and are thinking better safe to move now than to wait for the next shoe to drop in this thing. I'm just saying, cash is king. I'm begging you to sell and go into cash and write cash secured puts and write credit spreads. I'm begging you. Write options from a cash position and lock in your dollars, because the market stocks are not locking in the dollars. In any event, there you have it. 1198 now on SoFi, 1198, 201, 1201 looks like where we're at right now, about 34 cents lower, 33 cents lower. The Dow down now 135, back to 1202 on SoFi, a little bounce back. Still down 87 on Rocket Lab. GameStop only down 19 cents. GameStop is definitely resisting the pullback. Why? They are cash rich. The one thing GameStop has going for them, they are cash rich, and they are hauling in interest wonderfully. They have cut expenses by shutting down underperforming stores and countries. They are walking away from all of Europe, including now France. They're walking out of Canada. They're only going to have American stores left when it's said and done, and they're going to have a much smaller distribution center, smaller head office staff. They're zeroing in on where they make money with their best stores only. That is what they have to do, and that's what they're doing. And they're sitting on a mountain of money, a mountain of cash. That is the defense mechanism of defense mechanisms, and that's what I'm trying to get you to do. Become Ryan Cohen, become cash rich, and write options from a cash position. It's the best advice I can give you. I sure hope it works for you. Thank you all for joining me today, being here today. Let's get another peek at our question of the day. 194 responders now for the question of the day. 150 thumbs ups. Thank you. Keep those coming in. 50 away from the magic 200 we try to hit. 81% of you are saying to me today that Uncle Bruce's channel has turned me into an option writer. There it is. 81%. That is rare to have such a large number with 4 choices. 14% say all of the above. So 95% of you who have answered my question are saying to me, well, you've turned me into an option writer, and or I have not only done that, I have quit my day job, and or I've retired early. And I'm thrilled to see this kind of result. Thank you all so much for sending me this message from my question of the day. Thank you. 152 thumbs ups. There we are. Thank you all. Way to go. 195 responders. 152 thumbs ups. Pretty awesome stuff. Austin, hey, I just closed a Palantir call credit spread. It was a 94-100 was where I was at. The stock is $82. I wrote it for 124. I got $1.24 for a $6 spread. So I put up $600 and I got 124 credit. That's 21% on your money, at least 21%. I just bought it back for 20 cents. Nice. Austin. It kind of easy, isn't it? Isn't it like kind of easy? Amazing, huh? And now you are going to shop for the next one. Of course. Yes, indeed, my friend. This is the kind of money I'm talking about that you can make in this market. You can do one of these with a $600 commitment and make 124 gross, clearing $104. You could use $1,200 and do 2 of them. You could do $6,000 and do 10 of these. You'd have made $1,000 on $6,000. That buys a pretty big television if that's what you're after. Look, if you've got credit card bills and you owe $25,000 in credit card debt to 2 or 3 cards at 2% interest a month, it's going to run you $500 a month in interest. If you can take, you happen to have capital on the side for the rainy day, you put 10 grand to work on something like this, you can do 15 of these positions. There's a profit of $1,500. Throw it towards the credit card. There's $500 interest plus $1,000 against the balance, and now you only owe $24, and the interest will be $480, not $500. Can you do one of these every 2 weeks? Can you do one of these every month or so? Can you bring in $1,000 a month doing this with 10 grand? Can you bring in $1,200? Can you bring in $1,500 with this kind of capital every month? And knock off that credit card, $1,000 a month in principal, interest plus principal. That credit card has 25 months to live, and then it's zero. of course, each month the interest rate goes down, and so more money can go towards principal than interest. And of course, you won't take 24 months; you probably take 18 months to get rid of it. But I'm telling you, this is 101. Okay, this is credit spread writing 101. This is not complicated stuff. There are lessons available on my website to do this stuff. Austin could have done a $4 spread. He could have done a $10 spread. He chose a $6 spread. I know what he did because he's done one-on-ones with me. He studies. He figured out by hanging out with this guy, you know, Uncle Bruce, I can use $6,000, or I can use $12,000, or I can use $18,000, whatever amount I want. $600 in any increment of 600 to do this credit spread, and bring in $124 for every $600 I put on the counter. And all I have to do is sit there with my arms folded with this $94 $100 stock price on Palantir, which, by the way, just to kind of bring it home to you guys, the all-time high on Palantir was 125 back in November, December, right? Wasn't that when that was? It wasn't that long ago. Am I even right? Feb 17, it was 124. So a month ago. He saw the slide and he backed the hell off with this beautiful trade. Nicely done. Remember, 6 months ago, Palantir was $37. September, it was $37. In October 27th, it was $45. In November 21st, it was $64. On December 25th, Christmas, it was $82 a share. This guy is writing 94 100s. Way out of the money. Short-term timing. Well done, Austin. And now he'll do another one. Congratulations. This is beautiful stuff. Touchgrass. Yes, sir. Jeff, Market Watch just reported that investors dumped U.S. stocks at the fastest pace on record last week. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm doing what I can. We're down 211 on the Dow right now. We're at $12 on SoFi. Austin, feels way too easy. This is way too easy, Uncle Bruce. Doug, hey, Uncle Bruce, what do you like better, call credit spreads or writing calls in a down market like today, and why? Again, sometimes you don't have the choice. Sometimes you don't have that choice. You're running 401k accounts, you're running RRSPs, IRAs, you're running retirement accounts. You must hold stock, and you cannot do just credit spreads because they don't allow that in credit accounts, in retirement accounts. So call covered writing for long-term holds are the way to go. If you're a believer in NVIDIA for 10 years from now, you own it. You're never going to dump it. You're going to write and write and write. You believe in Tesla the same way, Google, Apple, Microsoft. Pick a Magnificent Seven stock. I mean, set it and forget it and write out of the money calls for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, a year. What are you comfortable with? Go. However, to answer Doug's question, Doug is in a position that he might be able to do both. I can go either way, Bruce. What would you recommend? How attentive are you on the market? That's the answer. Are you able to watch the market all day long? Are you going to be called away on a 1-hour Zoom meeting, and then you got to see a manager? You have to go out to a company lunch of some kind. You can't watch the markets. You can't trade the markets until 10 minutes to go in the day. I mean, you can't do credit spreads. You can't. I mean, you're just, it's ridiculous. You have to be a call writer. But if you're now at home, you work from home, you got the market over here, you got Uncle Bruce over here, the boss doesn't know or doesn't care, or you aren't in touch with the office all the time. You're in touch with the office on emails, text messages, and you can keep an eye on your market. You're traveling for business, and during the day, you've got a couple of meetings here and there, but you are more than comfortable making positions that are, very conservative out, then you're fine doing credit spreads. If you have, like I said, quit your day job or attempting to quit your day job, you're working from home and you're going to keep working from home, then you can do credit spread trading. And that might be for this Friday's expiry, this 21st, the third Friday of the third month of the year, quadruple witching hour this Friday, you have got credit spreads on the door. On the other hand, you're doing what Austin is doing. Austin is sitting there going, I'm not going to be in this credit spread on Friday. Are you out of your freaking mind? There's no way I'm going to have expiries on Friday and then I'm going to be in them anymore. I'm out of here on Tuesday, taking my $1 from my $1.24 and saying, thank you, sir. I'm going to have another, but I'm not going to get caught on this Friday's expiry. His next put credit spread might be for the 28th of March. Might be for the third Friday of April. He might be going third Friday of April. He might be going out there on his next credit spread because he can get his hands on 20% returns. Austin is a smart guy. He has studied. He has taken my classes, and he's figured it out that at $200 a class, I write 10 of these credit spreads using 6,000 measly dollars. In the investment world, $6,000 is jack squat. And I can make $1,000 profit on this little old credit spread. This is a nothing burger credit spread. That's 5 lessons. I watch 5 of his lessons. I'm tying up 9 to 10 hours of my time to absorb even more knowledge. I make more money watching this guy's classes and trading options than any employer will ever pay me. Maybe someone like Austin, maybe you, I'm talking to you directly, maybe one of you out there are going to do a trade like this, and you're going to use $18,000. You're going to do 30 credit spreads and bring in $3,600 and give back maybe $1,000. Maybe you're going to give back $600 and keep $3,000 on your trade. And you're going to sit there and go, well, that's 15 of his classes. Like, Jesus, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. I mean, to take this guy's classes and learn how to do this forever? What? And now I can compound these returns with additional rights? What? I just turned $18,000 into $20,000. Let's do $20,000 worth of spreads. Made another couple of grand. Let's do $22,000 of spreads. Okay. Can't get that wage increase at your day job, can you? Doug, you have the world at your feet, my friend. You pick the one you like. Lorraine, I'm number 159 on your thumbs up button today, Bruce. Jeff, good morning, Uncle Bruce, and everyone else. Let's pull in the dollars today. Come on, baby. Let's bring in the money. Do what Austin does. Do what Credit Savage does. Do what all of these folks do, folks. Join this group and become part of this writing fraternity here, taking money off the table from the losers who are gambling, trying to guess what direction is the market going. Drake, hello. Welcome, Drake. Welcome, everybody, to the show. Auntie Jen has arrived. Good morning, Auntie Jen. How are you? She has arrived. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, too. It's another interesting day, to say the least.
How's everything from the wind last night?
How does everyone look? What does it look like? Oh, we got wind. I woke up this morning. It was howling. Stopped now. Completely stopped here. We were howling this morning. I don't know. Susan Shops is saying here, I'm looking to roll 2 ASTS March 28, $26 cash secured puts, $1 premium. I have to buy back at $150 and go out to Jan 26 25s for $620, or I could go to 30s and get $975. Am I seeing this right? Okay, well, ASTS, the shares are trading at $26.56 right now. Now, if she buys back these March 28th contracts that die next week, Friday, she's going to buy them back at $1.50. Okay. She's going to turn around and she could right away write the Jan 26 25s that are right now out of the money and bring in $620 premium. So she will add $4.70 into her hands per contract. She does 2 of these. She brings in $970 added dollars right now, $940 or whatever it is. She goes to 30. She's writing out of the money or in the money puts. She writes 30s. They are worth, the 30s at the moment, about $350 because the stock's at $26.50 or so right now. So these 30s are worth $350 plus the time premium, which would be $975 less $350 is $6.25. So if she writes the 25s, she gets $620 in time premium, period. If she writes the 30s, she gets $625 in time premium and $350 because it's an in-the-money contract. Which way should she go? Step number one, you bring in 470. Step number two, you bring in about, 825 times two, $825 twice, $1,650. So it's 900 something versus $1,600 versus a 25 or a 30. I would say, Susan, why don't you write the 25s and just say, hey, I'm going to write the 25s. They're worthless. They have no value right now. And I'll take the 620 cash if is that close to the offer? Can you write those closer to the offer? Thank you very much. Stock's down 153, which means those puts have gone up in value today. Both the 25s and 30s have gone up, including yours, of course. But you can bring in a lot more money writing out to Jan 26. And of course, if the shares want to pop up to $28, $29 a month from now, let's say conservatively they did that, the 25s are now $3, $4 out of the money. They're going to be down to $4. Time goes by, a month from now, they'll probably be down to $3.75 to $4. The stock wants to go to $30. These will go down to 3 something a piece. You could probably buy them back at 3-ish and then write 30s for 6 something and add another $3 again to your balance. So the 25s would be pretty cool. Richard, good morning, Auntie Jen. Drake, call credit spreads are paying today, says Drake. Larry, good morning, Auntie Jen, to you. Morning, Larry. Yeah, baby, we're up. We're down 217 on the Dow. We're at 1188 on SoFi. We're at 2660 on ASTS as we fluctuate around here. Rocket Lab 1826 down 84. GameStop down 25 cents. AI down 56 cents. Welcome to the morning show. Welcome everybody to where people write options for money. We love making friends, but we really love making money. We have 202 people who have now answered my question of the day. Jen, you're going to love this one. Okay. 158 thumbs ups, everybody. Thank you. The question of the day is, it goes like this. Uncle Bruce's channel has, and then there are 4 possibilities. Okay. Uncle Bruce's channel has turned me into an options writer, allowed me to quit my day job, allowed me to retire early, or all of the above. There you go. All right, so there you have it. Now, turned me into an option writer, 81%.
There you go.
There you go, right there. Allowed me to quit my day job, 1%. Allowed me to retire early, 3%. All of the above. They've turned me into an option writer, and I'm retired, quit my day job, the whole thing, 14%. So 80 plus 14 is like 94, 95% of the responders are going, Uncle Bruce, game over. I'm never going back. I'm never going back. Or I'm on my way to walking out of my job. I am walking out. All I'm waiting for, Uncle Bruce, is for them to buy me out. I bet you there are people here who are writing options right now, making more money than they're getting at work, and they're waiting for their employer to take them on and buy them off. And that's what they're waiting for. I'm happy to be let go. Furlough me. Give me 6 months salary and let me walk. I've been here for 15 years or whatever kind of deal you can get. Take the money.
And then I can watch the curling live from Korea during the day.
I can, like Auntie Jen, I can start watching curling. See, and play the market full time. You see, the master plans that are in. You people, you. Oh my goodness, unbelievable, or something along those lines. Yes, that's what it is. You're not going to watch the Final Four. You're going to watch curling, women's curling championships from South Korea, of course.
Basketball's still on.
Is it? Do they still play that stuff? That silly little game.
Don't get me started on basketball.
Oh, she doesn't like basketball. Oh, Jen loves it when it takes the NFL 30 minutes to play its last 3 minutes, but she hates it when it takes 30 minutes to play the last minute of basketball. She hates them. You. That's what you are.
You.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Apparently the Dodgers are playing their season opener in Japan
They beat the
against
Cubs
the Cubs. They won.
in the hometown
Of the young men. Yeah, there you go. How about that? We're down 219 on the Dow right now. It's option credit spread option day here. We're down 39 on SoFi at 1192. The low of the day for SoFi today has been 1182. We're at 1192 on a bit of a recovery. 6 million volume, very calm start to the day. ASTS down 145. Rocket Lab down 89. GameStop down 24. And AI down 61, Supermicro at 39.20 down 274, and Nvidia down 459, Tesla down 1445 on Tesla 223.56. The spiders are down 674, and the Qs are off 908. Palantir 82.36 down 499. Way to go, Austin. Austin, who I did a one-on-one with about a month ago or so, just mentioned that he closed out his call credit spread on Palantir. He wrote them with a credit spread of 124, which is equal to 20% return on his $6 spread. He just bought them back for 20 cents. Nice. The nice, generous guy that Austin is, he gave back 20 cents.
He's a giver.
He gives. Yeah, Austin, you're a giver. He's now going to give himself an opportunity to write another credit spread to haul in some more dollars. Way to go, Austin. Well done. Giddy.
Well, all I see is red on that screen. You know what that means.
Call credit spread opportunities and call option opportunities.
I thought it needed a bagel.
Well, maybe it needs a bagel. Maybe at 11.89 for SoFi, it's time for Uncle Bruce to have a bagel and give the stock a little boost. Maybe that's the time.
First page, it's all red.
See, what should I have for my bagel today? What should I put on there?
Well, we still have the cold cuts, including the roast beef.
Ooh.
We still have eggs and cheese.
Yes.
All the rest of it.
We do have all of that too. Well, maybe we could do.
Maybe you should start thinking about your condiment. It's like picking out the shoes you want to wear and then figuring out your outfit.
Oh.
Maybe you should go by the condiment. Do you want ketchup today? Do you want Philippe's today? Do you just want mayo? Like what?
See, these are deep thoughts, like Jack Handy used to have. Deep thoughts.
You just need to do the reverse.
Austin
like
is saying, "I am so generous. I don't know what to do. Arm folding is hard to learn, but it pays off big time." There you go, Jared Austin. Right on, buddy. Rock and roll, pal. $100 net profit on a $600 spread. Nice.
That's
nice. It's $1,000 on 6,000.
5%.
60,000, $10,000 profit. $600,000 position, $100,000 in profit. That's the ratio we're talking about. Austin's friends in New York who do thousands of these kinds of trades are going, "That's how we do it, Austin. That's how we do it here in New York." Except later this weekend, on Friday afternoon, I'll be flying on the private jet from the company down to Miami. You ride your bike around your town and have a good time. Austin is coming for you. Don't worry. It's all good.
Austin is coming.
Don't worry. Austin's coming for you.
Look over your shoulder.
Yeah, baby. I love it. I think maybe ham, turkey, cheese, and a fried egg.
Oh, okay.
Dipping it in ketchup.
See, it was the ketchup that got it.
I think that's the condiment of the
It's the
day.
ketchup.
I'm kind of hoping for that. Yeah, why not? What the hey, everybody. Thank you all. Jeff is going, Austin. Way to go, pal. Taking the dough. Probably taking more money than Wall Street is taking, because Wall Street guys will write a 124 credit spread and they'll close it out with a 104 buyback. They'll make their 20 cents because they're into high volume, short-term, super short-term trading, where Austin is bleeding it out beautifully. And there's nothing wrong with either way. One way, you're using millions of dollars to do a trade, and the other way, you're doing thousands and or hundreds, and it all works out. It's all good. Not a problem. I love it. Thank you all. The market is trying to recover a little bit in anticipation of me getting a bagel. We're down only 179 now on the Dow. We just improved by almost 35 points. So that's looking a little better. SoFi, though, at 195, 196, did touch 182 and has now come back about 14 cents on 6.5 million. It might be that SoFi selling has run out again. The sign of this market will be, for all of you to watch, is what you need to know is the selling volume, is the volume of trading drying out sooner and sooner every morning when there's a down dip. So when you have a down dip opening, if in 35, 45 minutes the selling runs out, and then the next day it runs out at 30 minutes, and the next day the selling runs out at 20 minutes, there's a sign day in and day out that the resistance levels are drying up and the selling is wiping out, has been wiped out. And now you've got way more buyers waiting to get in than sellers dying to get out. That is a reversal. And now you have a bit of an uptick. And now we see how much it goes. But at the moment, we're down 197 on the Dow. We're not down 1,000 points, but we are not yet recovering from this dip to only be down 40 points. Could happen in the next 10 minutes, most certainly, if selling dries out. And that's what we're watching here to see what this market really is. What's it up to here? That's the story. In the meantime, it's a great time to reposition yourselves, get yourselves some nice credit positions, and roll call credit spreads. Look at your option strategies, covered calls, rollovers, cash secured put rollover time, certainly on the table for those of you with option expiries in March, April, May. You want to look at credit spreads further down for more money. Yeah, especially if you can write out of the money cash secured puts. Can you do cash secured puts out of the money down the road a little bit? Nice rollovers. You got a lot of work to do here. Thank you, everybody. Rice Check says here, I wrote several ASTS 3540 call credit spreads for $1.40, $1.20. I just bought them back for 2 cents. I like this game, Uncle Bruce. ASTS is $27. Here are 3540 call credit spreads. Dead. They're dead, of course. Nicely done, Rice Checks.
You don't want to hang around for those 2 cents.
You can do call credit spreads on all kinds of stocks. ASTS, Rocket Lab, GameStop, AI, Unity, SMCI, NVIDIA, Apple, Tesla. It just goes on and on and on and on. It almost doesn't matter if you go 3 months out on a credit spread and you close it with 2 months to go. You're just taking that month's expiry, that month's shrinkage. That might be more than generous enough for you. And it might be a $5 spread like this. It might be a $10 spread. You might do a $20 credit spread. You might have 10 grand available to do some credit spread writing with. And you're going to do 2 $50 credit spread trades where the call you're writing brings you $6 and the call you're buying costs you 50 cents. And you're taking $5.50 off the table on a $50 position. It's 11%. That might be good for a month or two. You might play that game. You might play that game that has 4 weeks to go. And the whole strategy of buying a call way behind, the one you wrote, is because they are both going to zero. You want the one to hit zero and the next one to hit zero. So in effect, if your most expensive call, the one you wrote, is $5.50 and the one you bought is 50 cents. If the 50 center drops a dime, but the $5.50 drops 50 cents, you're ahead 40 cents on the credit spread. You want every penny, most of it, to come to you, not to go to the loss leader. You're buying a call as insurance, but what you're really doing is you're writing a call for a depreciation. And so if you're going to you're going to do 2 $50 credit spreads, you're only going to run 4 contracts through your system. You're going to go from a $5 credit to a $1 credit is the strategy. A $4 profit on 2 trades, on 2 positions. That's $800 profit to you on 10 grand. That's 8% net. It's a good trade. So it doesn't have to be $1 spreads. It can be $50, depending on the stock. Depending on the stock. B. Tizzle, speaking of selling, drying up, Uncle Bruce, yesterday volume on GameStop was 2.8 million. Like the second or third lowest volume day in about a year. Something seems to be bottoming out. Now that could be a lack of buying, but also a lack of selling. You got to have 2 parties to trade. If the volumes are dropping off on stocks as they get lower and lower and lower. I'm telling you, it isn't a lack of buying, it's a lack of selling. Because sellers usually are panic people. They're the desperados. Sellers are desperados. People don't buy in a panic. People buy strategically, patiently, just like with credit spread, closing out a credit spread. You bring in $1.20 and you're sitting there like Austin going, well, I got $1.24 for this trade. Should I buy them back? They're trading at 40 cents now. The credit is 40. Or should I wait for 35 cents? Or should I wait for the credit to go down to 30 cents? Should I put in a stink bid somewhere really cheap? Or why don't I just put in a 20-cent buy order? And if it hits, it hits. If they sell it to me, I get out. And I'll take the $1.04. In the case of rice checks, I wrote a 35.40 that is so out of the money at 120 now. I can't help but buy him back for 2 cents to reload into a new position. Well done, everyone. Yes, buyers are strategic, patient people. They should be strategic and patient, especially in down markets. Sellers in down markets are desperados. They're getting pressure to hold a profit, to break even, not lose too much more. They have a million reasons to sell, and very few are good in a down market. Option writers, you're there to take shrinkage. You're looking for shrinkage, absolute opportunities. And so you're writing way out of the money contracts that have no business being up there. And if you can do it through a credit spread where you control how much capital you're putting up at risk, well done. Well done. Yes. A $1 credit spread trade is a $100 risk trade. A $10 credit spread trade is a $1,000 risk trade. A $50 credit spread is a $5,000 risk trade. It's what it is. But if you're way the hell out of the market and you have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 weeks to go or less or whatever it is, you are limiting the volatility to you. You are upping the odds of success dramatically, and you are shortening the amount of time you're in the trade. There it is. Welcome everybody. Dude, you know, this is a really good goal. Retirement, full-time curling watching. I retire. I write options for a living, and I watch curling full-time. I can handle that kind of lifestyle. Depending on your age and where you live, maybe that's the way to go. Auntie Jen thinks it's a great idea. She lets me do all the work and she's retired. I mean, how good is this? It's working for her. I'm just saying. Okay. Thank you, everybody. How are you today? Thank you for joining me today from wherever you are on the planet. Oh, there goes the sneezes. We've got 210 people responding to the question of the day. Thank you, everybody. We have a thumbs up meter now approaching 162. We're 38 away from 200 thumbs ups, guys. Only 38 away. I need your help. I need your help to get me to 200 today. I don't know if we're going to make it on the air or not. I sure hope we do. If you can hit that thumbs up button for us right now and get us that much closer, that would be a terrific thing. Thank you all very, very, very much. That poll question today, 210 votes. 80% of you have said, Uncle Bruce, your channel has turned me into an option writer. 80% have become option writers because of this channel. That is pretty cool. 15% have said, not only have I become an option writer, I've retired earlier or I've quit my day job on top of the fact that I'm an option writer. That means 95% of the responders are saying, this channel has changed my life. And Jen and I could not be more excited and humbled by this. We are so proud of you guys, so optimistic for you folks. We just wanted to get better and better and better for you. Thank you all very much for your support of this YouTuber. I love it. Let's get you guys richer. Thank you to Awan today. Awan Munoz sent a donation to us here. He says that, good morning, Uncle Bruce. I'm making my baby's bottle, making my coffee, listening to the Prime show and laughing at how calm I've learned to navigate these markets, all because of the wisdom you share every morning and via these classes. Kudos to you and Auntie Jen. Thank you from Juan. Juan, thank you for that wonderful message, that PayPal donation that came in today. Way to go, pal. Just get richer, please. A lot richer. You keep it going. We love it. We're just loving this game. Beautiful stuff, everybody. Thank you all for becoming part of the gang here, joining us as members. Those of you who are becoming Gold Eagle members, Chilling with Uncle Bruce members, we are so thrilled you're here. We will do everything we can to help you get richer. It's kind of the way we roll here. If you want to become a member of the Discord group, please send me a private email at brucefrommert@hotmail.com. It's so easy. The link is down below. Send me an email. Tell me, Bruce, I'm a Gold Bagel member. This is my name. My Gold Bagel member name is so-and-so. I would like to become part of the Discord group so that I can talk option writing with your family 24/7, or I can join in from time to time. Thank you, all of you who are doing that. 171 thumbs ups, 29 away from 200. Luca, greetings from London. I'm soon off that beautiful city called Edinburgh. Heading to Edinburgh very shortly. Right on, Luca. Thank you, my friend. Number 163 on the thumbs up meter. Welcome, my friend. Bobby, to me, clowns aren't funny. We got ketchup. We've got a toasted sesame seed bagel with ham, turkey, egg, and cheese. Ooh, no, thank you, Auntie Jen.
My sister has a T-shirt that says, "Can't sleep, clowns will kill me."
In fact, they're kind of scary. I've wondered where this started. I think it goes back to the time I went to the circus and a clown killed my dad. It says Jack Handy, Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy. There you go. It was the time that the clown killed my dad. That's why I'm afraid of clowns. Oh my, oh my.
The best part is, though, you can find clown stuff everywhere. So I have had a lifetime of torturing my sister.
Look at this. Warm.
The best, though, was at a garage sale, a yard sale. I found a clown's head that was like as big as Bruce's head, and it had the frill on it and the hat with the bubble on top.
Well, it's severed.
But that's all it was. Like, it was just the head. And so I took it, and when she wasn't looking, I put it in her garden.
Oh my!
And it did take a few days before she phoned me.
Sister, guess what I found in my garden today?
And my poor brother-in-law, because he's the one who has to always go and get these things and take them away.
Why?
Design of love.
Oh, this is so good. Let's get this market going. $11.95 on SoFi. Let's take a shot higher, please. Thank you very much. Low of the day, 1182. Dow's down 186. Let's see a little recovery here. Let's see what happens. We'll find out. Clowns. Welcome, everybody, to the program. Today's bagel, fried egg, ham, turkey, cheese on a toasted sesame seed bagel. Absolutely delicious. Oh, yeah. Auntie Jen is keeping me alive. This is awesome stuff.
And keeping her sister on her toes.
Keeping her sister on her toes. Pure evil. That's what it is. It's pure evil. Oh my goodness.
Can't stop this.
You can't stop this. Having too much fun here. Welcome to the program, everybody. Let's see if this market wants to give you some more money. I think it does. I think this market is going to give you guys money. Option writers, way to go.
Ride that train.
Ride that option writing train. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for joining us live today. Boy, oh boy.
Oh, our air quality is very unhealthy.
Really?
Very unhealthy.
Here?
Yes,
Wow.
because of the wind.
I guess depends on where in the desert you are around here.
Well, this says for here
Mm.
that we will have wind until noon.
Mm.
And
Oh my. Beach Boy is here. Hello, Beach Boy.
hey, beach boys, stay safe.
Clown show with Auntie Jen and Uncle Bruce. All I ever wanted was to make money in the markets.
You know, you have these crazy people with crazy requests.
Welcome all. The first half of this bagel is disappearing awful fast. Beach Boy serves me right.
Okay.
Mm.
Here's another request
Uh-oh.
of all those American people. I bought this. See what this is? It's called Filthy. It's olive brine, so you can make a dirty martini. But it's clear. It's just clear. The stuff I have in Canada is made from the Kalamata olives, and it's dark. It's dark browny red color, and it's stronger. I like a really dirty martini. Does anybody have suggestions on something better than that?
Well,
So there.
martini making tips are required for Auntie Jen's
That's
life
right.
to make sense.
Something, with a dark olive, made with a dark olive.
Well, thank you in advance. For those of you who are, folding your arms right now, watching your option profits roll in,
Needing something to do.
if you have any ideas on how Auntie Jen can get her hands on some sort of a
Dirty brine.
brine mixture for her martini making happiness and enjoyment, please do let us know. There's 185 of you here right now. Maybe somebody somebody.
Somebody out there likes dirty
Is
martinis.
somebody out there a bartender in disguise, a former bartender from college days?
Well, and that's why I bought this one, because it's recommended by all these different bartenders.
Really?
Yes.
Mm.
But I like the darker brine.
Mm.
And I think I might just have to buy dark olives.
You ever thought, maybe the thought would be the next time we go out somewhere and there's a bar, just go up to the bartender and,
Ask them.
hey, what do you guys use to make a dirty martini? Here's what I'm doing. What do you think? Take a photo of that. See, get their reaction. Although I wonder if YouTube videos have anything like that. There might be a YouTube video out about this.
Always.
Suggestions
I
for.
think there's always a
Mm.
I want the stuff that I buy in Canada, but I can't get it here. So now I know I have to bring bottles of it with me.
Tom is saying something. The troubles of a kept woman.
That's right.
Morning martinis.
This is a first world problem, people. Let's go.
You think this show's easy for me? Look at the pressure under me I have going on here. Oh, you think that I get off the air with you guys after having a bagel and I have a lovely, easy time of it? No. It's not easy at all. Oh my goodness. We're only down 160 on the Dow. Have you noticed the Dow is improving here? This is getting kind of
Yeah, it's
interesting.
a big bagel.
It's a pretty dang good bagel. 1192 on SoFi, 1195 on SoFi. Come on, SoFi. Still down 81 on ASTS, but we're improving now to 27.21. Rocket Lab is down 74 and coming on. GameStop's only down 14 cents now. AI down 38. I think the market is improving. I think we're getting better results. I think the market is moving up. Folks, what do you think? Is the market improving out there? It's a pretty dang good bagel, I'll tell you that.
You just want to say,
The market is tasting a lot better, I'll tell you that right now. Brian, I got 5 more NVIDIA for 115.51. I love deals. I have some stinkers for Rocket Lab too. Yeehaw! There you go, Brian. Giddy up, buddy. NVIDIA 115.64. Low of the day 114.54. It's trading at 115.64 right now. Going higher. He's talking today. The CEO is talking today from NVIDIA. He's going to be talking. DH at Meta. CCSs are printing. Covered calls. Credit spreads. Call credits. What are we talking about? Help me out, DH. Help me out. Okay. 1195 on SoFi. Oh, call credit spreads. Right on. Call credit spreads. Way to go, buddy. Shares of Meta right now are down 25.38 today. That's not going to help the NASDAQ market at all. It's down 300. The Dow's down 170. NASDAQ down 1.68%. The Dow 0.4. If the Dow were to equal NASDAQ, the Dow would be down 800. It's down 166. Interesting differential here. SoFi, 1197. SoFi wants to go back to 12. Down only 35 cents on the day. SoFi is not the leader of the down dip. That bagel was incredible. So good.
excellent.
How will this market react now that Uncle Bruce has had his bagel?
Time will only tell.
Certainly will. Time will certainly tell us all. Welcome, everybody, to the program. Oh, my goodness. Get my pillow here. Put it on my table. Lean on this pillow because I don't like leaning on glass. I'm kind of hard on the elbows. Lean into this market and see what this is going to do for you today. These are really first world problems. Eddie Jen is right. Uncle Bruce, you are suffering from unbelievable first world problems. I am. Indeed. 1195, 1196 on SoFi. What is it going to do? We're down 183 to 190 on the Dow. What is it going to do? We're down 316 on NASDAQ. I know what it's doing. It's going lower. Much lower. That I don't know at the point in time. At this moment, I don't know. The Dow now down about 200. A little drip coming in here. Is it a slight pullback with a snap rally? What are we doing? What kind of volumes are we dealing with here? Alrighty, everybody. Thank you all for joining in and being part of this show today. A 73-cent loss on Rocket Lab at the moment, 75 cents. We're down 38 on SoFi. We're down 18 cents on GameStop. 13-cent loss on 23andMe at 187. We've got Spire down 36 cents at 876. We got Smart Rent at 115 a share. Not much going on here either. Apple is up 65 cents. It's been down and down and down lately. Interesting that today of all days, with the Dow down 200 points, Apple is up 62 cents. Tesla down $12. It was worse. Microsoft down $4.95. Google down $7.35. Amazon down $4.87. Nvidia down $3.47, and Facebook down 4.5%, $27.38 at $5.77. The high for Facebook Meta was $7.40, just under $7.41. We're at $5.77. You take the difference between these prices. Got $123, $164 drop. $164 from $7.41. That is in excess of 20% drop on Facebook. Nvidia got up to 153. It's at 116. So, it's off, $37. That's 20+% too, 23, 22%. Amazon was at 242.50 for the high. It's trading at 191 roughly, so $51 drop on a 240 stock. That is over 20%. Google, Alphabet, got up to 208.70. It's at 160 right now. It is $48 or so off the high, maybe $49 off the high from 208, 23%. Microsoft at 383.70 hit 468 for the high. That is $74 from 460. That actually is less than 20% of a drop. That is a better performer. Tesla, of course, over 50% lower. We're at 225 after hitting 488 in the last 52 weeks. That is a substantial 55% drop, something like that. Apple, 214 right now, 214.50 from 260 high. So that's $45 drop from a 260 level. That is less than 20%. So it too, looks like it and is it Microsoft are doing the best of the Magnificent Seven, but still, call credit spreads. That is where you want to be, I think, on any of those. Call credit spreads, absolutely. Take the money from this. 1 week out, 2 weeks out, 3, 4, 5. Absolutely. Join some of these viewers who are telling you how they're doing on their call credit spreads. Thank you very much. May I have another? Okay. Thank you again for these thumbs ups today and answering the poll question. 221 results for the question of the day are in, and 181 thumbs ups. 19 away from 200. Thank you so much for getting me that close. Much appreciated. Looks like your SoFi is going for 12, $11.99 on your SoFi right now. $11.99, 8.8 million in an hour and 7 minutes. That is not a heavy day, and that is telling me actually a good thing. I'm going optimistically here on this. We hit 11.82. We're back to 11.99, and the volume is not heavy, so the selling is drying up because it's been coming back now for about 40 minutes. About 40 minutes of recovery has been coming into this market, and we're not backing off to 11.82 or lower. That is what I'm talking about. That's a good thing. Flint Creek is responding to Anti-Jen here regarding Jen went what? Okay, Flint Creek. Dirty Martini Lover 2. Never tried with Kalamata olives. Do you have Aldi grocery there?
Yes.
I find small jars of olives there. I always used green olives and juice from those.
Right.
Amazon, she's wondering as well.
Well, and that's where I went, and because that's where I buy it in Canada. It's on
Amazon.
Yes.
We'll have to go to Aldi because there are Aldis here. We'll pop in.
Thank you, Soap Lady.
Thank you, Soap Lady. Yes, indeed, says Auntie Jen. There you go. And Splaris saying hi to everybody. Rocket Lab seems similarly dropping to 1820 and not lower since then. It's recovering. So he's telling me that Rocket Lab is doing what SoFi is doing, and he's right. We got to 1808 on Rocket Lab. We're now at 1844. We've been recovering for 40 minutes now. We're only down 66 cents. We were down 30-something cents worse than that. So we have come back somewhat. 1198, 1199 on SoFi. We're about to break the $12 barrier. We're going to find out. The Dow off 165, 170, not 220. So that's a little better. The NASDAQ was down 320. It's now down 295. We'll figure about that. And Flint Creek says, of course. Of course, you're welcome. There you go. See what happens with this. 1201 on your SoFi. We just broke through 12. Went right to 1201. A little buying wave has come in on SoFi shares. We're down 31 cents after dropping to 1182, which is a drop of about 50 cents on the day. There you go. Little bounce back at the moment happening. 146 drop on the Dow. That is a bounce back higher as well. The NASDAQ still down 1.6% at 288 points on the Dow side. All right, there's the story. I'm sticking to it. Following these moves, ASTS only down 75. Rocket Lab at 1846, down 64. GameStop down just 14 cents. That's all. 29-cent drop on AI. We're going higher here. AI is pushing its highs of the day right now. 2188 has been just touched a little while ago on AI. GameStop's high of the day, 2340. That's where we are right now. The high of the day on GameStop, down just 9 cents. Rocket Lab, 1146. The high of the day, 1159. We're pushing the highs around there as well. ASTS got down to 2637. It's now 2723. We've come back about 90 cents on ASTS now. SoFi 1201, 31 cents lower on the session on 9.2 million shares. The Dow down 142 versus 220 in the last 15, 20 minutes. So, it's a little better. NASDAQ down 285, 1.6%. It's improving a little better too. Maybe we have a few maybe we have a little dip there and we have a little bounce off of this. We'll see what kind of momentum we get. We'll figure it out. All right. Thank you. I wish you all a relaxed day. Thank you, my friend. Bobby, best dirty martini is whiskey and Diet Coke. But I'm not a martini drinker, so,
There you go.
whiskey,
Let's try that.
whiskey and Diet Coke. That's my martini of choice. James Bond and I share many of the same attributes.
That's right.
Whiskey and Diet Coke.
I think that one, though, is stirred, not shaken.
I don't think you shake that one. You certainly don't shake the Coke before you put it in there. You don't try and do that. Oh my, oh my, oh my. I wonder. Oh, goodness. Welcome all to the program. Thank you for joining us today. Auntie Jen and I are so happy that you're with us today, that you've come by to pop in and pop a thumbs up button on there and answer the poll question of the day and let us know how things are going with you guys. 186 thumbs ups, 14 away from 200, baby. 14 away. You got to love that. We have 223 answers to the question of the day. 80% tell me Uncle Bruce's channel has turned me into an option writer. 15% say not only that, it's not just turned me into an option writer. I have either quit or retired earlier. I quit my job, retired earlier, and have started writing options. 95% of you are on that side of the equation. That is awesome. And I congratulate you, of course, and encourage you to just keep it going. Money is being offered to you if you're an option writer. The losers are clearly the gamblers trying to guess this market. The winners are clearly option writers who are enjoying wonderful shrinkage, swings in the market, cash secured put, massive premiums, interest on their account balances, and credit spreads, and poor man covered calls, and everything else. You don't need to be in the market. If you're in the market through a retirement account, write again those call options, and make sure to do rollovers before they expire. If your call options went from here down to 20 cents on the dollar, it's time to close those out and roll into other strike calls a month or 2 or 3 down the road for even more cash, more money right out of the money calls for as much as you can get your hands on. It's your turn to take money off this table and put it in your account for safekeeping. You'll give a little back, but not very much. Yeah, there you have it. Anyway, Uncle Bruce, what do you think about this MSTR? It's having a nice bounce on the day. It looks strong compared to this market. MSTR is down 649. Obviously, there must be some sort of activity going on, perhaps in crypto, that is helping out, I guess. I don't know. Looking at crypto right now, Bitcoin is not doing well. It's down 3%, down $2,600. The others are off 2%, 3%, 4%. So it's not coming from cryptocurrency. I do not know. Is there someone putting a buying recommendation on it? I can't tell you. If I could tell you, I'd tell you, but I can't tell you. I'm telling you, I can't tell you. The VIX is up 149 today at 22. Unfortunately, it's not going under 20. It's going the wrong direction, and so the markets are still lower. We're back down 300 on the NASDAQ, and we're down 193 on the Dow. So we've had a little sell wave come through again as we watch these stocks, fluctuate here under this market. There's pressure there. It is what it is. SoFi now 1194, 1195. Just briefly hit 12, although this pullback might be very temporary. Might be a little test of the lower end, and then we have another bounce back. I don't know. We'll be following that, of course. All right. That's the story. I'm sticking to it, and we'll see how it plays itself out. Kids, thank you for joining Jen and I today from wherever you are out there in the world. We'll keep following everything. Richard Carlin knows what to do. Neat. So Charlie, thank you, Uncle Bruce. As always, have a great day, everybody. Dude, Charlie, Brian, neat. Brian, my broker gives me like 100% margin on NVIDIA. Weird? Not weird. Wild. But that should tell you something about pullbacks. When you have that kind of margin ability and markets back off, people get caught on margin. And that's why selling can accelerate when it gets worse. That's what we got to watch for here. Boeing, Tiger, Juan, and Dude, neat. Thank you, Uncle Bruce, number one best guy. Auntie Jen, enjoy curling. Thank you, Dude. Splayer, neat. Will do. We'll stay on top of this. We'll keep an eye on the markets here from the sidelines. And you keep me posted how you're doing. And just get richer out there, kids. They're handing it over to you like crazy. In 3, 2, and 1, Jen and I will be saying bye.